Get your tickets now for the Supernova Ska Festival 2024, September 13th through the 15th at Fort Monroe.
I think when we started was 10 years ago, and it was at a very low point. And we loved the music. We loved kind of what it represented for this kind of global culture, and these different iterations of the music and evolving, and so we wanted to kind of get back to the community that we spent a lot of time in for, 20 years before. And so we started with a very small music festival in Fredericksburg at a brewery. It was one day, just a few bands, and we built it to 2 days to 3 days to multiple days and off-site venues and different things. So it's mainly to give back, to kind of get that back to a level where we thought the music could be, and anyway, bring other people along with us, new people that were part of the iterations of that. No, not at all. Like we thought maybe it'd be a day or two. Maybe we try this one time and see if it works, and if it doesn't work, let it go. And we found that the community kind of embraced it. There was a lot going on in that space when we were doing it. And so people, they came back, they supported it, they volunteered, they gave more money to keep it going, with Kickstarters and GoFundMes and things like that to kind of piece it together over the years. And now we've got people coming in from all 50 states, from I think 8 or 9 countries the last time we saw, for fans coming in, all the way from Thailand and Australia and New Zealand, so it's, they're a huge commitment from the fan base to come that far for a show. Yeah, I mean, for the festival, obviously the cornerstone is the music. So we've got 38 bands coming in from 8 countries, family-friendly environment. We've tried to make it sort of a mini World's Fair as well. So we've got a Jamaican tent, we've got a British tent, where the food and the culture is there. The Jamaican government is sending a delegation. Some record labels are coming from Jamaica. The Ministry of Culture is coming, and trying to represent that culture at the festival. And, we're also trying to make this into a charity event as well. So obviously we have a lot of expenses to cover, but since COVID, we've given $60,000 to charity, including $30,000 to Fort Monroe Foundation last year, which was great to partner with them. We've given another $30,000 to the Alpha Institute in Kingston, Jamaica, which is one of the birthplaces of the music, and they have music education down there. We're funding scholarships, so it's it's kind of giving back as well as having all this culture in one spot.
And this year we're also adding a literacy tent. We have a lot of really in music, several authors that have written about ska music, have written about the Alpha School, and we have a couple different authors coming this year to promote a specific book that has recently come out. Rachel from the UK is coming, and Pauline Black is from Selector is going to do some panel discussions. So they're going to, in that tent, dive a little bit deeper into the history of the music. That's going to be a really fun addition that our guests will love, and the greater community will actually, I think, find that an interesting component to a music festival.
Yeah, do you want to show? No, I just kidding. Well, I think for us, it's always been, we used to live in Hampton. We spent a lot of time here in the 90s, and we're, huge fans of Fort Monroe. We'd just be walking out here, a lot of days out of the year, enjoying the bay and the ships out there, and always saw it as kind of the place where we ultimately, we lived in Fredericksburg, which it's okay, but this is a really cool backdrop to the festival.
And our festival has never really been supported as widely by the community where we've held the event. It's always been our community from outside the state of Virginia even, and primarily DC, Philadelphia, New York, but all over the world now. So our location and the choice that we made for that is really more about where we live. We live in Phoenix, we live close by, so we can come to the board and have the meetings that we need to have, talk about all the logistics that we need to do. We know the space, we know the restaurants in the area, we know this community. To be able to share that with everybody that's coming here don't know. They don't know where to go for an after party, and that is the base that helps to fuel logistically things to work out a little bit better. But there's also the connection to history at Fort Monroe. There's been so many changes on the fort throughout, and this community has adapted to those changes, and that really is the same thing that happened with ska music. There's been a lot of changes throughout its history, and so telling this history of ska at a place that really celebrates the preservation of history is a great partnership and choice.
Well, challenges there are many in an outdoor festival. Like we got very lucky last year with the weather. The week after it was canceled, the regatta was canceled. We had a tropical storm. We had a tropical storm threatening our festival, and it kind of veered off the coast, which is great. So weather is a big factor. Financial consideration, there always do. We have a lot of bands coming in, a lot of expenses, visa expenses, and luckily we have great partners like the Virginia Tourism Corporation. The city of Hampton has sponsored us. CEV has been a huge help to us in getting that up, and ultimately, logistics are a big issue too. Like you mentioned, there's not a lot of facilities out there, a lot of cover, a lot of bathrooms, and all that has to be brought in. Power, water, everything needs to be brought in, and so it's a lot to manage. This is luckily our third time at Fort Monroe, so it's demystified because we're in the same spot as last year, and we have a lot less questions. It's just trying to improve on what we did last year.
And because of the support of Fort Monroe Authority, we can get answers really quickly to how do we fix this problem. Aaron Whittington has been an incredible partner logistically. He runs events here at the fort for many different occasions and knows a lot of interesting solutions that we don't always have. So having that, and also having the leadership of Fort Monroe Authority supporting us and appreciating all of the work that we do really does help to overcome things that pop up. Yeah.
So we try not to bug Aaron too much, but we bug him too much because he can fix the problems out there, which is great.
Yeah, Supernova Alliance is just recently created. We're really excited about it. Last year we started looking at individuals that we really felt could dive a little deeper to help us work on the charity aspect of this, because so much money does come in through the alcohol sales and fundraising that we could be doing because of our supportive community. So we kind of had a few people in mind, and we just brought them together, and everyone said, yes, we want to do this, we want to support this. So within our first meeting in October last year, we really had our board selected, everyone voted on who they felt should be our president, vice president, and we had bylaws, and it's a group of educators and musicians that are extremely motivated and hardworking, that know Supernova. They've been a part of it for many years, and they understand what we have been doing and how to take that even further than just a festival. So this can help us to branch off into things throughout the year, so we can fundraise for scholarships and other things that maybe will come along to continue to grow what we've done at Supernova into something that we can continue to give back year round, and have other people to manage that and to help us volunteering and getting resources that make these programs happen. So it isn't just a music festival anymore. It's so many other things that we can take it to, and that's really why we felt it was important. And I think we really are going to accomplish a lot of great things. So I'm very excited about it.
And that the big, obviously, the overriding for Supernova Alliance is supporting music education, and we've been really kind of focused on underserved communities, from the last few years since COVID. So that's what we've been donating the money there already. This will just help with that, with fundraising and kind of making that official. Yeah, I think another part of this is we've raised a little pockets of money here and there for Alpha, and one of them was raising money for kids to go to Tough Gong Studios, which was Bob Marley's studio, and they were recording their own records. So we were paying for the recording and the mastering and everything, and then we were pressing 45 records. So we did them old school style, like records, like looks like 1950s, 60s Jamaica. And we were selling those for putting that out as a charity as well. So it's like the charity led to this cool experience that led to more work that we could do on the charity side. And, we sold all those records at Supernova last year, and it was a real big hit.
I can't remember who told me this, but they were talking about just simple things, like they'd never been out of Jamaica, so they were amazed with fireflies at the fort. So having not only the experience of seeing this festival and seeing a bit of the behind the scenes of music production, because the quality of the production that comes for Supernova is not really something they've ever experienced before. So that experience is overwhelming to them, but just the simple things like being outside of Jamaica for the first time was really so cute, and they were just having the greatest time. And of course, people understand the importance of Alpha in our community, so they were all wanting to take pictures with the students and the administration, and it was just it's a great partnership that makes you feel really wonderful about what you're doing.
If they want to come to the festival, they can go to supernovaska.com. They can buy tickets online. There's a way to volunteer online as well. So if they don't have a lot of money, or they would rather not spend the money and they want to work for 3 or 4 hours a day for free tickets, they could do that. So volunteer there. We will have some giveaways coming up in August and early September on radio stations. Some local businesses will be giving away some tickets, so just stay tuned for that.
The event is September 13th through the 15th, so it's coming up in about a month. Hopefully we're going to have the best weather ever this year, and it'll be just a fun weekend of ska music here on Fort Monroe.